Hey, I'm meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather, and we're going to look all the way out into next week and see what's coming. In the interim, the pattern is going to be changing significantly across parts of the Intermountain West towards the drier. And one place that's going to be is Colorado. Let's look at Long's Peak here this morning. Beautiful view. We finally had the clouds part here in Colorado along the Front Range. It had been 3 solid days of cloud cover, and now we're finally starting to see Long's Peak. But again, it's going to turn much drier over parts of Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, and southern California because the storm track is going to be shifting. I marked where it is going to be routing the weather, and all these storm systems are going to be hitting the Pacific Northwest into next week. So that's where the biggest snows are going to be, up in the Pacific Northwest. And I'll show you that here on the future radar and the satellite. So notice the storm hitting the west coast. Now this is a pretty high elevation snow. You're going to have to be in the true alpine, high volcanoes, Alpine of Whistler, high peaks of BC to get some of this snow. So that's Thursday at 5:15 in the morning. We'll run this into Friday morning at 5, and notice that initial storm sends some moisture into the interior parts of BC, and it might brush the Tetons and parts of western Montana, but it's not significant. It is minor. And then there's another storm. You can see it there spinning in the Pacific. That moves in. There's another one behind that. Here's Saturday at 5:15. Here comes another storm system. So they're definitely lined up on that storm track, being guided right into the Pacific Northwest. And some of these may brush extreme northern California. And that one, Sunday morning at 5, looks like it sends a little bit of snow towards the Tetons in western Montana and northern Idaho. But notice it stays mainly dry in Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona through Sunday. Now, by the time we go from Sunday into Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday morning, there's a little bit of precip there into parts of the Wasatch possible, but boy, is that minor. All the action is up in the Pacific Northwest, again with that storm track just taking all that moisture and mainly just moving it into that area. Now, this is where it starts to get a little more interesting. We could be seeing a small atmospheric river contribution here by Monday night, Tuesday morning. So this is Tuesday at 5. Notice the storm system hitting the west coast. We could have snow in Tahoe, maybe down to Mammoth, but certainly this would be the next significant event for California. And again, that's Monday night, Tuesday. That may last into Wednesday. As far as snowfall goes, I broke this down into 2 different time segments between now and Saturday at 5 p.m. You can see the amounts. Most of the snow's up in the Pacific Northwest, and then the grand totals by the time we get into Tuesday morning should look like this. All the numbers continue to go up in the Pacific Northwest to impressive numbers. So by Tuesday at 5, you're looking at 3-4 feet of snow up there on the very highest peaks, even some into the interior BC, and only tiny amounts through Wyoming and the Wasatch, nothing in Colorado through Tuesday, and California at this point just starting to see that next storm and that little bit of atmospheric river kick in by Tuesday morning. All right, so there you go. That's a look at the weather. I also wanted to show you, I did a write-up on my blog this morning about California. It went down as the wettest October on record in a number of locations in California. So I talk a little bit about that. You can look at the graphic, pinpoint some locations. I also answered the question as to whether this ended the drought, this atmospheric river they had that fueled all this. We go into that. The answer is no. You can read the professor's explanation, and I looked at next week and addressed that potential river, that small river coming in. So there you go. Always appreciate you tuning in here. Take care.